Hey guys, happy holidays. So this is just a random video. I decided to, since I didn't have any promotional video made for this update, for the latest Wizardy update, with the new character and stuff. So I decided that why don't I just drop a video on the channel in which I'll show the basics about the character, and I'll explain a couple of things about the latest update, how it's working and stuff. So yeah, why don't we go on with the campaign? I'll try to work hardcore because you probably won't want me to play the same level over and over again.
7 brothers were playing a game of their own.
So I have
decide which.
I'm getting
All right.
a
This
little bit
place
tired
fits
of
for our
this.
little training. Well, let's see how you've been training
After
while I was
3.5
away.
years of
I've
development.
set this dummy for you. Give it a good beating, would you?
Sir, I would kick this dummy.
Don't attack. Well,
Okay, so this character is actually pretty unique. What it can do is it can actually heal with the riposte move. This is pretty easy to perform. You just press block, and then you heal up. Also, it has a very good double strike, like this, which allows you to quickly knock your opponent off his feet. So basically, even in the melee, he's pretty powerful. Fortunately, he's rather slow compared to other characters.
oh, I've got to say, I'm impressed.
It's not hard.
I think now you're ready to learn
was
a new
particularly
trick.
easy as
What do
well.
you say?
Yeah. Yeah, so how this character Shepard works. So basically he has two sort of like states, fire state and ice state. And as he's using fire spells in the fire state, he gets fire charges build up, and as soon as like he's overcharged, it means like he builds up more charges than 2, or it may be with special perks can be made like maximum number of 3. In this particular case, after he gets more than 3 or 2 by default charges, he switches the state to another one. So basically, that's how it works. If he's in a fire state, he's using like fire spells and stuff, but as long as he used too many spells without venting charges out, he immediately switches to ice state, and then he cannot use fire spells anymore. He has to use ice spells, and there are like 2 different skill branches for that. Let's take a look at them. So the first one is a fire branch, which is basically fire slide, bonfire, and fire nova. These are 3 fire spells. And ice tree at the same time has glacier, ice shield, and spikes. So there are 3 ice spells as well. And apart from that, Shepard has a unique ability to finish downed enemies without having to approach them and like position himself. His first perk on the lower skill branch actually allows, instead of stomping, allows to perform a distant finisher. I'm going to show that. Yeah. So this is a bit non-standard approach I'm taking here. Let's see how it works out.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
See, I'm...
Alright. Sorry, it's not an entertaining video, I understand that. So it's basically I'm trying to explain something here and it's pretty boring. So I'll just go on with game. And see how it goes. Right? Seems like a sensible thing to do in this particular circumstances. Alright. Well, let's try this Glacier spell. I didn't know the spell because I'm in a fire mode. To get rid of the fire mode, I have to overcharge. Now I have 2 charges, and the last one I have to get rid of. Exactly, now I'm in an ice mode. I can see that effect on my... You see? Glacier is a pretty useful thing. I can see that I have lost a bit of health, so I can use my... riposte to heal myself out a bit. Yes, it's pretty easy. Okay, now I'm in ice state again, and I can use the Glacier again. So it's pretty straightforward and not at all difficult. There are many different builds for this character, of course, available. Some are based on the fire mode, some are based on ice mode, some are based on utility. For example, so let's learn the vent. So how the vent works. Let's take a look at this again. So this is a basic skill for Shepherd. What it allows me to do is it allows me to, instead of switching the state to an opposite one, it allows me to build up charges like this. And then, instead of casting it another one and switch the state, I can vent these charges as a spell. And I'm staying in the same state, plus at the same time I have casted a spell, which may be powerful. Let's check it out. Let's try if it's useful. Seems like it's pretty useful, right? So basically I'm building up charges, and then I'm just casting the vent and that's it. Difficult at all. Alright. I have a single charge now, but I wouldn't use a single charge. Oh god. Because single charge is only going to cast a single Firefly. A shard. Now my mana is a bit behind, so I cannot cast a Glacier. Alright, now I do. Now I can. That was actually quite nice. Okay, so now I'm in a fire state. Let's try the vent. Oh. Unfortunately, I couldn't try it. Let's try it on a different enemy. Like this one. This is a fire spell. That's how I'm venting fire charges. Good lord, that was an extremely bad example. Oh, come on. Cut myself slack. I didn't foresee that. Actually, I think Ice Charge is actually more useful against archers because it's guided, right? So it finds its targets automatically. I don't have to target anything or like manipulate them. Whoa. Look, already down. It wasn't hard. Actually quite nice. Oh no. Oh. Right, now I'm gonna skip the reanimation sequence because we've seen it already too many times. Yeah, so it wasn't hard at all, even though like I understand that it's
Close.
yeah. I understand that it's normal.
Yes, I could have
hard one.
sworn. You can.
But anyway. Okay, so let's take a look at what do I have here. So there is a tame fire and tame ice, which allows me to build more charges for a specific state, which makes the release spell more powerful. And there's also a mana restoration rate, so I'm going to pick this one. But then at some point I'll have to decide which one I'm going to go in. It's going to be either ice or fire. I don't think I'll be able to go both of them, so I have to choose at some point. But now it's not that moment. It still would be beneficial to learn at least a single spell in both states. So I have 2 charges. That should be enough for this dude. Oh, yeah, so this is another new thing on this patch. Before this patch, Adrenaline Root only gave you full adrenaline, but in the new patch it's much more useful. Now as you can see, we have a status, adrenaline status, and it slowly, bit by bit, heals you and restores your adrenaline even if you're hit. Let me get hit to show you how it works. Yeah, so now I'm hit, but my adrenaline is still full, and I'm getting a bit of health restoration, and it works for a couple of minutes at least. Oh. Adrenaline is still working. I still have the full adrenaline, and my health was restored completely. Do you mind if I pass? Oh no. See, I'm releasing the vent with a single charge, and that's why the ball is so small and it deals so little damage. But if I have my new charges here, okay, now it's time to make the decision. You know, I think I'm going to go fire. Yeah, I'm gonna go fire in this playthrough. Let's see where it leads us. I'm gonna try to build 3 charges and then cast a huge ball of fire and almost kill him, but not quite. I hate to resort to such a primitive, brutal fighting tactics as a mage, because I'm supposed to be sophisticated and all. Nice damage here. But unfortunately I'm not powerful enough to do completely without physical means. Charges. Now I have 3 of them, and I'm gonna cast. Okay, so now it's time to grab adrenaline, and as you can see, it also builds up adrenaline bar a bit. So it's very useful now. Arguably even more useful than MannaRites. The ones that are just healing me. So far it's going good. Now, let's see if I can kill them both with a single strike. How's this game by heart already?
Thanks for saving me. These butchers were gonna kill me.
Look, in the end of a ship there's a crystal. Much like the ones they used to attack us, but bigger. I bet it's unstable, and if you hit it hard enough, it'll blow the whole ship to pieces.
I have actually played Wizard a couple of times in co-op mode with a second character, and it was much more fun, immensely more fun than playing him solo. Okay, let me switch. Switch to ice. It didn't work. Open up. I'm gonna skip this one too. Even so, I enjoyed this scene. So peaceful. Alright.
Oh my... Green... Where?
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna
Anyway,
I'm going to skip this.
but when they... But I... Hurry up!
This character will remember your decision, will remember your words. But actually, he's not, so why bother? So, I'm going to show another new thing here. At the moment, oh, hold on a sec. So, it has less damage, it has less critical, it has a bit higher attack speed, special damage, but it's fiery. It means that all my fire attacks are going to be on increased damage if I'm a fire state. So I'm going to take this, because I'm specializing in fire now. So yeah, if you go up now, we can actually see that there's a suspension bridge here, which allows us to cross. But we cannot cross now, because we don't have a armor penetration ability yet. But we'll get there. Yeah, let's check this ransacked caravan. See if we can beat through it. Good lord. Oh, it's not going nicely. We're gonna heal up a bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, so since I'm in a fire state, and all my damage is buffed. Whoa. That was an impressive flight. Come on. I desperately need a fire spell, but unfortunately I'm a single shirt. Oh, now it's enough for me. All right, let's see what you're made of. Amazing story. So this note tells us that there is a hidden trinket on the road next to the intersection. I have to find a way through forest, somewhere around here. Right. There it is. Alright, so it's a pretty good healing solution. It's going to be beneficial for us at some point. Now let's... So I really want to show some new content here. So I'm not going to go through the whole game because it will take a couple of hours.
Hey, who goes there? Well, most.
Yeah, I'm going to skip this once.
But I
see them already, and I haven't changed them since the last time we've seen them. No point in trying. Let's see how is this character effective against these dudes. As you can see with this fire slide spell, I can build up charges really quickly. So yeah, that makes playing as a nice as a fire mage much easier for me, because I can build up whole old charges just like that. I've been thinking about fixing this, but it's so adorable. It sort of like reminds me in the old game I took inspiration from MannaRites Golden Axe. I understand that at that time it was more like a technical limitation, because you couldn't write a proper AI on that level of hardware I had available back in the days. Still, like it was supposed to. Oh, this green guy is going to get some. Three charges at once. You can take it. The problem was, it's not like a problem, but still, with Pogrom it was Tremor, sorry, Pogrom is another mage. With Tremor it's almost trivial to win one-on-one fights, any one-on-one fights, because it's like, it's just too easy. Except when you are facing really fast and strong enemies. In this case, it may get a bit tricky, but still, sometimes it's almost trivial. think 2 is enough for him. Oh, come on. I tried to use spell, but I didn't have full mana back at the time, so I couldn't. I'm going to switch. The ice mode now. I want to try something fun. Okay, so let's try this one, yeah. Slippery. It's the slippery for you. Hey. Was pretty entertaining. Let's build up charges first. And I'm going to kill everybody with a single shot. Against these 2 guys. Just die already. Yeah, so far it's pretty entertaining. This character is not played like the other characters, which are like more melee oriented. This character is about spells. It's about like zoning enemies, not letting them go where they want, but keeping them in the area you want them to be. He's going to die anyway. Yeah, told ya. What do I do? I'm going to switch to ice, and then I'm going to cast the puddle. There are too many of them. Come on. Oh. I didn't see that coming. Oh. Alright. That went relatively well. Though in this fight all my magic is pretty much useless. So I'm going to resort to that good old style classics for the head bashing. let's see how it goes. Hammer is pretty slow. Super slow, so in the cases like these, he's much worse than other characters, but still. Let's return to town. Right, so we're almost there.
Ah, you brought me some more! Excellent. Meanwhile, you might want to check up on...
Check up on old Breton.
You're back. They are if and
This one is going to be relatively easy, if I understand correctly. I have 3 more. I need 1 more for a bonfire. Good timing. Again, good timing. Imminent death. Hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm full. Actually, I need to cast as soon as possible. Oh. Let's go pick out that stone. Right?
you have.
Yeah, I do.
Now we can only wait. Wartar's spirit is strong, and I believe that he will. I have.
Of course, not the one I already have. No point in doing that.
Here's your... If you...
Thanks.
With... I'm sure...
Have to take it because it has our armor penetration. Yeah. So, and what I want
How can I help?
is a new armor. Yep. That's pretty good actually. Yeah, so it's a wizard outfit. Classic one. Alright, so let's check out this new content that came with a patch. Among other stuff. Let's see. That one is probably a thing for another time. So I have this force spell. Let's check it out. jeez, this guy. What was that? Oh, I cannot kill him because he has a magic shield. But good chasm. It's amazing chasm. But that was shown. Oh, come on. NPCs are so smart these days. Drink up. Alright. Perfect. So this is a 2D level. I don't know why did I do that? But it seems like the fastest way to switch from ice to fire. Since I'm specialized in fire nowadays, it doesn't make much sense for me to stay in ice mode the longer that it's necessary. Oh. Oh, it slipped. In real life, if I had to face such a breach, I would never go onto it. It's like terrible. I'm super afraid of heights and stuff like that, so it's definitely not for me. That's exactly why we play video games, right? So we get a chance to do something we would never do in real life. Hello. Yeah, I needed that. Oh, come on. Actually going pretty good so far. Alright, so now we can cross the bridge. Here is a chest with a branch armor. I don't know. Yes, I'm going to take it, but I don't want to equip it because I'm happy with the wizardry look I have now. So unfortunately, bar mission requires us to a shield penetrating weapon, as well as Houston Beach mission. But there is another mission that I can show you right away, and then I'll be done for today. I guess, because it wasn't meant as a full playthrough, it was meant just like a showcase of a new character and new content. So yeah, this is a funny one, at least for me. I don't know if it's going to be entertaining enough for you, fellow players. That's marine. I wouldn't mind an adrenaline one. That's also marine. No luck. See what I did there? I don't want to switch to ice just yet, so I have to vent as soon as possible. Anyone? Tried to cast a spell without a full mana. Oh, that was also my mistake, fortunately. Miscalculated a bit. Do I have mana? No, I do. Oh no. I have the fire stuff. Oh yeah, it's fiery. Fiery stuff. All my damage, even from ordinary attacks, when I'm in a fire state, it's improved. Very beneficial for me to stay in a fire state as long as I can. It's over. How long was this letter? Oh gee. Come on, mana. Oh, jeez. You can do it. Oh, actually, I think Ice State is going to be beneficial in this particular case. That was surprisingly nice battle. Okay, so here we are. We cannot cross this bridge, it's broken, so we cannot get to goal earlier than we are supposed to. There are 2 more levels here. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, I cannot get to these 2 new levels just yet. But I think we've seen enough of the new character. We can see at this point that it's pretty strong if you use his strong sides properly, and probably even a bit OP at this point. Well, why couldn't we have a single OP character in this game, right? It's not like he's the only one, but still. It's nice to have finally have an option to play as a full mage without having to resort constantly to melee bashing, and you can totally play Tremor as a full mage, especially if as he gets stronger closer to the end game. And he's rather fun to play in adventure mode. So yeah, save and go to main menu. I also wanted to show the full strength of this character, just in case. So I'm going to go here and get everything. If I have enough points here. I think I should have enough. Right. So now I have everything I can possibly have. Let's make it 70, yeah. Oh, come on. That was humiliating. Freeze. Actually, I made a single attack. That's not cool. Time to die. Inevitable death. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a good holidays, have an excellent new year, and I wish you all the best for 2022. As for this channel and MannaRites, I'm not going to actively develop MannaRites in the 2022. At least at this moment, I'm not planning to any major updates in 2022. So if I feel in the mood, I may drop an occasional video on this channel with like maybe co-gameplay with my friends or my wife or my son or someone else from the community. That would be amazing. Or I don't know, some other content. The most popular video on my channel is surprisingly the Blade of Darkness Let's Play. which is a bit contradictory and a bit sad. But it's okay, it's okay. I understand that it's an amazing game. It's very popular and well deserved. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you like the new update. Probably the final one for the chapter 1. I'm going to return to the chapter 2 in 2022 and see what I can do. So see you there. See you in 2022, guys. Bye.